Demo video, take number 47. Oh, hi. I like to do things in one take. I believe in honesty and integrity. That's why sometimes you may see an error in my videos. But I want to do it in one take, one setting. I don't want to do it over and over again. I mean, if I scratch my nose, I don't have to edit that out. It's a sign of a professional to do it in one take. I just lied to you because the reality is it's really take number 47. Not really. Lying just leads to other lies, and there's an example of it. I'm kind of stressed. It's been a rough week. My dog Bentley, he and I have had problems. He's my roommate, you know. Woof! It affects me. It all started when I made salad the other night and realized there was no dressing. But I had bought lettuce, so I had to make salad. And then I remembered my mother used to make vinegar and oil and mix them together. And it made it okay dressing, but I wasn't sure what the proportions were, so I kind of just mixed it all together, and it wasn't really something that would be featured on the Food Channel, no. It was pretty bad, but I figured Bentley doesn't have the most, dynamic tastes. He would enjoy it, so I gave it to him. He licked it. And then he gave me a very dirty look, and he snarled, and he walked out of the kitchen. That's what started the whole thing. Then, 2 days later, Bentley attacked my expensive ionizer in the living room that gets rid of the smoke smell, so people don't know I smoke. He was playing ball. He plays in the living room. He doesn't like to do it outside. And he charged the ionizer, 120 pounds of dogs, I exaggerate. He weighs over 100 pounds. Anyway, he attacked it, and he broke it. Just not going well with Bentley and I. But he and I have made up. It also is going that way with some of my friends. I sometimes wonder if I dropped in from another planet. I do not understand how we can be friends and so different in our ideas. I was sitting and listening on the ham radio, and suddenly a guy starts to talk about a lady that he knows that had shot a deer, killed the deer. It was in her front yard eating a rose bush. So, I mean, I don't understand this. I really don't. I Am I just someone that came from another planet here and thinks that we should try to respect other living creatures? So she took a .22 rifle, and she thought she'd just scare the deer away, but instead she hit it right in the heart, and it died within seconds. I don't understand the life of a deer. I mean, I don't know what they do when they grow up or how they're taught. They're totally different than me. I don't even look like one, but I can feel the pain that deer must have felt. And I wonder why we're so different, that somebody might find that as an amusing story to tell. I don't get it. There are other things I don't get either. I was listening to a politician on television. Well, everybody's in a tizzy over President Obama being on the Jay Leno show, which I don't see anything wrong with, because a lot of people out there don't watch news all the time. They don't know what's going on. So going to Jay Leno's show means a lot of people will hear what he has to say, and I think there's nothing wrong with the President of the United States considering his responsibility speaking to the people. So I think that's okay, but those other people that I'm talking about, they don't. They think it's a terrible thing. They should rush out and buy guns and ammunition. So there's no chance at all of us saving this country. We will never save it with guns and ammunition. The thing that distressed me the most, though, was that politician, whose name I'm not even going to mention, because he is despicable, who, when first asked by the CNN reporter if he knew how that line got into that bill that allowed these incompetent employees of the insurance company to get that big bonus for their incompetence, he said he didn't know anything about that. He had no idea how that got in there. And then the next day they interviewed this big political guy, and he said, yeah, I wrote that in there. Yeah, that was a thing. He had lied is what he had done. Before Obama can fix the economy, he better do something about these lying politicians. It's one thing when a kid in the schoolyard tells a lie to another one. It's a far different thing when a very prestigious politician lies in front of a national audience, in fact an international audience, and nobody even says anything about it. It's as sick as shooting that deer and dragging off the body, thinking they can hide their incompetence. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. We don't respect life. If they don't even respect a deer, how will they ever respect the values of this country? It just makes me sick inside. It's far worse than my arguing with my dog Bentley. Well, another reason that I've got in this maudlin mood is Jer has had a birthday. Jer is now 33 times 2. And a long time ago I stopped with birthday celebrations and birthday cards. Not important now. Besides that, sympathy cards are what I expect. Another year has passed. But some friends, probably the same ones that I feel so remote from because we have such different values about things like life and respect of living creatures. They all went together, and they worked out the paperwork to allow me to get a new call sign, a very prestigious call sign. I know when I worked in broadcasting, when I was at those stations with 3-letter call signs, like KXL or KMO, I always felt a sense of pride when I said that prestigious call sign. In amateur radio, they allow you to choose call signs if they're available, but they're hard to come up with, especially what they call a 1x2 call. But some very good friends of mine helped me fill out the paperwork and get the call W7KO, which is my new ham radio call sign. And I'm grateful to them. That was really neat. It was the best birthday present. Stop it! We're going to do it in one take if you don't like it. Just keep calm. Don't yell at Mr. Mike. He doesn't like things like yelling. You always must talk softly to him. He also doesn't like speakers. If you hold him up to an open speaker, he screams. Yeah. I'm getting off track. Anyway, I want to thank them very much for that. It was the best birthday present I could have had. I worked at KO Radio in Seattle for a long time. Well, it was for radio a long time, a couple of years. That's a long time in broadcasting. And it feels good to have such a call. 51 years as a ham operator. It means you're old. And the call sign also says he's an old guy. Anyway, I don't mean to offend my friends, but I didn't join into the conversation that night about the deer, and I don't like it when I'm so removed from my friends. It's like sometimes I feel as that dog I speak of who's barking in the dark.